Midnight on the East Coast is approaching. Once the clock hits that time, the federal government will be shut down. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kim Christensen.
I'm Kyle Clark. So this will be the first government shutdown in almost 7 years. Last shutdown was during President Trump's first term. Democrats want Republicans to roll back their cuts to Medicaid in return for an agreement to fund government operations. Colorado's Democratic Senators John Hickenlooper and Michael Bennet both voted against a Republican plan tonight to kick the deadline out another 7 weeks. Republicans are refusing to negotiate on the spending bill. Senators are scheduled to return to work tomorrow morning, but there's no indication at this point that either party is ready to budge soon. 9 News anchor Phil Lipoff joins us now.
And Phil, it's been years since the last government shutdown, but for those who don't remember, what can we expect to see?
Well, you both remember, and nothing good. When the deadline passes, tens of thousands of people here in Colorado will again be hit hard. According to congressional data, Colorado has about 40,000 federal employees as of last year. Many of them would be furloughed. The workers considered essential, like those in the FBI, DEA, immigration enforcement, TSA agents, air traffic controllers, and health and disaster workers would have to continue to work. They would just do it without pay. The president went beyond furloughs today, though, adding there could be mass layoffs during this potential shutdown. Today, labor unions representing federal employees filed a lawsuit claiming those kind of mass firings would be illegal. According to an Interior Department contingency plan posted tonight, national parks will remain partially open, like the open air spaces, but buildings that require staff would be closed. Democratic Governor Jared Polis told our partners at Colorado Politics his top priority is to keep Rocky Mountain National Park open. The park, as you know, brings in people from all across the world. It is a key economic driver for Colorado, especially during this time of year. Phil Lipoff, 9 News.
Warm end to September, and that trend is expected to continue into October tomorrow. The rest of the week looks mostly sunny, mostly dry along the Front Range. Kathy, we're enjoying that.
Yes, we are. It's not entirely calm and quiet tonight. I'm actually tracking isolated showers just to the west and south of downtown. Not a whole lot going on with that, and not enough moisture to take the leaves down off the trees. So many beautiful fall scenes coming in from up and down the Front Range, and you have time to check out the changing color for another week or two. We do see temperatures this hour in the mid-60s after highs in the upper 70s today. Winds a little bit gusty around Centennial, Castle Rock, and out toward the Aurora area and DIA. We're in between two storm systems, and the one coming our way from the west is actually bringing in enough moisture for a few showers around Craig, outside of Vail, Gunnison, and a few weak showers as we expected, moving through Jefferson County, Douglas County, Elbert County, falling apart as they move through Parker, Kiowa, Byers, and Agate, but there's a little thunder and lightning out there as well. We expect that little shower band to move out, and really we're on our way to that warming and drying trend starting tomorrow that Kim mentioned. Mid-60s until the wee hours of the morning, then temperatures drop into the mid-50s at the bus stop. We're tracking isolated showers overnight. We've got a warmer midweek forecast and the outlook for the first full week of October, which looks and feels like it might be a whole lot more like summer than fall.
CBI is going to take another look at the death of Hunter S. Thompson, even though there's no new evidence suggesting any foul play in the death of the famous gonzo journalist back in 2005. CBI says the request came from Thompson's widow, passed through the Pickens County Sheriff's Office. Hunter S. Thompson died at his home in Woody Creek, north of Aspen, in February of 2005. The original investigation concluded that it was a suicide, that the 67-year-old had shot and killed himself. It's not clear why the case is now being looked at again. A statement from the Pickens County Sheriff said they want to answer some lingering questions in the hopes of offering peace of mind to his family and the public. CBI did not immediately have a timeline for this review.
Police in Fort Collins are investigating a deadly shooting that happened early this morning. Police received a report of a shooting off Fairway Lane, just west of South College Avenue, in the early morning hours. Officers found one person dead. A second person was taken to the hospital. Detectives believe everyone involved in that shooting knew each other. They just haven't said if they've made any arrests yet. A man wanted for murder who's accused of shooting at officers in Brighton last month already had a warrant out for his arrest at the time. Court records show James Benavides had violated probation twice after a felony conviction last year. Prosecutors say he went on a violent crime spree last month in Adams County, killing a pregnant woman, attempting a carjacking, stealing a car, and firing shots at officers during a chase. 9 News Investigates obtained records showing a judge issued a no-bond warrant for him 2 months before that, after he failed to check in with his probation officer.
How on earth is a judge giving a guy with this many felony convictions, with this kind of violent criminal history, why is he giving this guy probation at all? Why is he giving him a second chance when he proved the first chance didn't work?
Benavides now faces 24 felony charges, including first-degree murder. If convicted, he could spend the rest of his life in prison.
A new report from a watchdog group is bringing up serious concerns about how strip searches are conducted at juvenile facilities in Colorado. The Child Protection Ombudsman says it reviewed more than 1,000 strip searches of children in juvenile lockup from 2023 to 2024. The agency says it found more than 1,000 policy violations, lack of approval, lack of proper staffing present, and lack of proper reasoning for a strip search.
We're trying to keep staff and kids safe, right? And the way we do that is we search them. However, there are rules that require us to search youth in a very certain way. As you well know, a lot of these youth are previous child abuse victims, sex assault victims. And so the manner in which we search them, right, is important. What we found in our investigation is that we don't have data about if these searches are effective.
The state's Human Services Department says it is now reviewing those reports' concerns.
New tonight, Fort Collins is dismissing hundreds of speeding tickets, all because of a printing error. The city says 477 camera radar tickets were mailed out without information about the registered owner, the car, or the violation. They all came from the same speed camera on West Prospect Road, south of Canvas Stadium, and they were issued between September 4th and the 17th. The city says it reached out to the vendor, who acknowledged the mistake and sent out completed copies of the tickets. To address any confusion and any concern for people who thought it might have been a scam, the city decided those tickets do not have to be paid.
CU fans behaving like jerks are going to cost the university $50,000. Big 12 fined the school today because people were chanting expletives and religious slurs at BYU fans over the weekend. Happened during CU's 24-21 loss to BYU at Folsom Field Saturday night. CU issued a statement the following night condemning the chants, and today Coach Prime himself apologized to BYU.
That's not indicative of who we are. Our student body, our kids are phenomenal. So don't indict us just based on a group of young kids that probably was intoxicated and high simultaneously.
BYU is the flagship school, of course, of the LDS Church. It's faced religious harassment in the past. Just last February, the University of Arizona apologized for a similar incident when the Wildcats basketball team lost 96-95 to BYU.
Loveland city leaders are having second thoughts about the closure of their only overnight homeless shelter for adults. The South Railroad facility shut down today, more than 2 years after it opened as a temporary shelter. The plan to close it has been in the works for months, but Loveland Mayor Jackie Marsh just requested a special meeting with the City Council for this Thursday. She wants to discuss and vote on extending the shelter's permit or changing the city's code. As they prepare for that meeting, some people who stayed at the now closed shelter are questioning where to go.
Scared to death.
I'll tell you the truth.
Scared to death. Where can we go? What can we do? Who's looking out for us?
We reached out to the mayor to ask why the special meeting is happening now when they've known about this closure for months. She told us the tents can be built quickly if City Council votes to extend the permit. She says the shelter will go back up immediately. Denver's plan to make downtown cool again now includes buying up the Denver Pavilion's outdoor mall.
Are we not supposed to say mall anymore?
Well, that's still the same name.
It's a mall. It's on the 16th Street Mall.
It's still the same name, right?
It is what it is. There's a lot of mall action happening down there. 9 News reporter Spencer Soysher is in downtown. And Spencer, Downtown Development Authority is going to buy this mall for $37 million. In part, they say, so that nobody else could buy that struggling spot and turn it into even more of a soulless hole.
Oh my God. Yeah, the DDA is a funding mechanism that'll take some of the tax dollars that are generated here downtown and then reinvest that money into projects here to be spent as well. So this isn't coming from the general fund or anywhere else from the mayor's office, where obviously we've seen some budget issues over the last several months. But the DDA says what they're doing here will prevent anyone else going in here that isn't what they want to have in here.
Thank you. All right. Welcome. And thank you all for coming to this historic announcement.
The guy with the stadium announcer voice wants to tell you of the greatest real estate transaction in the history of mankind.
The purchase of the Denver Pavilions.
The Downtown Development Authority is buying the Denver Pavilions for $37 million. The DDA collects some tax money generated in downtown and then uses it to fund projects in the area. But the biggest move may be the deal that isn't happening.
One of the priorities for us was what we don't want to do is to see this anchor of upper downtown fall into disrepair.
The Pavilions was headed for foreclosure, and the DDA and the city were worried who would buy the downtown property and what they would or could do with it.
If you are an out-of-state investor from Singapore and you own this property, you don't care if there are 7-Elevens on the ground floor.
What happens when a lender in New York starts talking to folks about what's going on in Denver?
Bill Mosier is a consultant for the mayor's office. He says this move allows the city to control what goes into an area that's currently 40% vacant.
And we think that we can give the tenants that are here and the public the comfort that somebody cares about this place and is going to do what's needed to invest in it.
That could include an emphasis on local spots and fewer chains. Think Union Station, where Mosier was also a key figure.
But I think our sense is that we want to end up with an authentic place that represents downtown Denver on these 2 blocks.
What happens?
You know, I think the proof will be in the pudding.
But the control is in the locals' hands.
We will purchase Denver Pavilions. Thank you all very much.
The DDA also owns these 2 parking lots behind us. They had that previously. They plan to also include apartments in this plan as well. They hope to close the deal by the end of this current year, and then by the middle of the year they hope to have the plan that they want to put in place together, as well as the community feedback that they need, and then after that they hope to just do it. Live in Denver, Spencer Soysher, 9 News.